Welcome to Garden Wise Adventures. My name is Malie, and today it's time for another Plant of the Week video. This year we're concentrating on herbs, and I'm under my cherry and peach trees, and we're going to talk about lemon balm and its close sibling, lime balm. Now, I live in Utah, zone 6/7, and I absolutely love growing lemon balm. Now, I don't use it as much in cooking as I do some of my other herbs, but I love it because the bees and the pollinators love it. So let's look at the lemon balm and the lime balm, talk a little bit about the differences, talk about how to grow it, and let's talk about containment. If you've been in the gardening world very often, you know that lemon balm is part of the mint family and it likes to spread itself a lot. So let's look at it and talk a little bit about how to grow it and how to contain it. So this is the area where I let everything that wants to self-seed itself self-seed. This is up against my compost piles and under my peach trees, so they get a good amount of shade. This area also gets water because of the spray head on my compost pile, which goes off when the water on my hill goes off. And when I hand water my gardens, sometimes I'll hand water my gardens, I will actually also water this area. Now this is my lime balm. This is what the leaf looks like right here. And it smells really, really neat. It's got just a slightly different flavor and scent than the lemon balm. Let me find a lemon balm leaf. So this one right here is lemon balm. This one is lime balm. The lemon balm has a bright citrusy scent to it. The lime balm has almost like a floral scent to it. Now the plants are really, really similar also. This is my lime balm in flower. The flowers are really cute. The bees absolutely love them. This is late in the evening and the bees aren't out anymore. And then right next to it, we have an imposter plant. The flowers are completely different, but the leaves look very similar. This is catnip. It's just a volunteer that popped up in my, in my area that I allow things to self-seed. And you could kind of see the difference in flowers. This is the catnip flower. And these are the lime balm flowers. Now this down here underneath everything is also my lemon balm, as are all those plants down there. Now, as I said at the beginning of this video, lemon balm reseeds itself prolifically, and it's known to take over everything. Now, I have been able to control it very easily. The most important way to control it is by environment. In my area, I live in Utah zone 6/7. It's a very, very dry area. So lemon balm does not spread outside any of the areas that get water. It really likes a more moist soil and it doesn't like the drier soils. So up under these fruit trees, it gets water because I actually add water here, and it has not spread anywhere other than under these trees. Now I'm going to show you another more important way to control lemon balm, especially if you want to control it in a more moist environment. Now the easiest way to control lemon balm is just to cut it back after it flowers. Don't wait until well after it flowers, because by that point it will set seed and spread its seed everywhere. So I wait until it looks about like this, where the flowers have gone for maybe about a week. And what I'm going to do is I am going to cut it to the ground. So I'm going to show you how far back I'm going to cut this. So what I'm going to do is pull the plant back. And it smells heavenly. This is a great job to do in the evenings when it's a little cooler. It smells good. It's not so hot. We're in the shade. It's just all pleasant. So this is what it looks like after I cut it back. There's no more flowers left, no more seed heads. They're all in my little basket. And that will control the spread of your lemon balm and your lime balm. And now that I've cut back my lemon balm and my lime balm, I can use it for several different things. One of my favorite ways to use it is just to infuse it into a tea. Lemon balm and lime balm make very delicious teas, and you can use them for teas after they flower or before they flower. I like to do it after they flower just because that's when I'm cutting the plants back anyway. Now, lemon balm is medicinal, but as I've said in my previous videos, I'm not going to be going over what the medicinal uses are because I am not an expert in that. And I would prefer you go to somebody who knows what they're talking about and have them take you through whether or not you should be using this medicinally. But you can use it in cooking. So you can make teas with it. You can sprinkle it over salads. You can bake with it. And another thing you can do that I actually read online is candy the leaves and use those in your cooking. So it's a very, very useful herb. The bees and the pollinators love it. It's gorgeous in your landscape. So I actually feel that it's a good plant to have. You just need to plan on finding a way to contain it. And the best way to contain it is just by cutting it back before it sets seed. Now I'd love to know if you grow lemon balm, if you've ever grown lime balm, and what you use it for and where you are. And if you've had a hard time containing it. And for those of you who have been able to contain it, what is your favorite method to contain it? So hopefully this video has been helpful for you. If it has been helpful, I hope you like, subscribe, share it with your friends, and go have a wonderful gardening adventure.